Alright, what is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. As always, thank you very much for joining me on the channel. Please do like and subscribe. Liquidity, supply and demand here, talking about the V-shaped recovery strategy made famous by Dodgy yet again. Absolutely incredible guy, incredible mentor, and I've learned a lot from him over the past 6 months or so. Really incredible strategy that he made famous, and I've been using over the past 6 months or so. Been making some pretty crazy profits with it, to be honest. I got about an 80% win rate on this strategy, just trading on US 100 and also on gold. These two pairs here, absolutely incredible strategy, as I said. Really incredible win rate as well. I honestly can't believe how well the strategy has been working for me, to be honest. Very simple strategy that pretty much anyone can learn, in my opinion. The V-shaped recovery strategy. And I'm going to be going through some examples of it today so you can get an idea of what the strategy is. If you would like signals for this strategy, I will be having a private Discord down below. So make sure to go sign up for that if you want signals for this daily. But basically right now, I'm just going to go through and show you what the strategy is and then some examples of it that happen all the time in the market. So very simply, if you've got your market right, you're going like this, going around and around. Generally speaking, you'll create some good levels of liquidity on the high and the low. You can see we've got a nice liquidity level here that can come down and get swept. Generally what you'd be looking for is to come down, take this low, take the liquidity below the low, and then you're looking for that V-shaped recovery back to the upside with an inverted fair value gap back to the upside as well, like this. This is your entry model, very simple. It also helps if you're delivering or bouncing from a nice fair value gap to the side as well, to the left here as well. This would be the perfect scenario. Basically, you've got your big fair value gap, you come down, you tap into it, you reverse back to the upside, you get another inverted fair value gap. This would be an A+ setup. This is generally the setup that I like to take. You can take shorts of this as well, but I do like to just mostly take longs just because we're at all-time highs, and generally speaking, when you're at all-time highs, you don't really want to short because the market just goes up and up, doesn't it? So right now, just looking for longs. This is the setup. You come down, you sweep liquidity, you're bouncing out of a bigger gap to the left. You come back and you invert a fair value gap here. And then very simply, once you close back above, enter on that close back above. You've got a manual stop loss if you close back below the inverted fair value gap here. And then I would look to target a 1-for-1 as my first take profit. And then generally speaking, I do like to leave some runners to liquidity targets like this. I'd most likely, because this is so close to a 1-to-1 here, I'd probably just leave this at a 1-to-1, go break even after, and then target this next liquidity point and the high of day for runners. And this is the strategy. Very simple, very easy to do. I have been having some great success with this on the charts. So without further ado, let's get rid of that. Go all the way back, and then I'm just going to go through some examples. So yesterday we almost got an absolute banger of this. You can see lovely liquidity sweep down here. As you can see, very obvious sweep of liquidity, a very nice V shape forming here, but we didn't actually get a really good fair value gap to invert. We did get the 3-minute fair value gap if you look here, but it was actually invalid, which is really annoying because this was an absolute banger. You can see this lovely big fair value gap here, but you can see which it came up and hit the internal swing high before we got the entry, so that would make it invalid, which basically means, like, because if you hit the internal swing high here, you don't know if you're going to come back down again, so you could enter here and you could just get chopped up by the market. So generally speaking, this would make this invalid, which is really annoying because this was an absolute textbook trade here. But I think I actually came and took the 2-minute. Let me just put this on auto so we can see. So we've got the liquidity sweep there. You can see here we got that 3-minute fair value gap, but there was also another fair value gap here, which I believe was this one. Was this the fair value gap I'm thinking of, or am I thinking of this one here? I think I was thinking of this. This fair value gap here is the one I was thinking of. You can see this one would have been valid. We closed back above. You can see the 1-for-1 would have got hit pretty much instantaneously. This was a very annoying trade yesterday because we actually got the 1-for-1, took profits, then came down. After you take the 1-for-1, you always go break even, and I got stuck at break even, and then we absolutely ripped all the way through. So on my futures account, I only got a 1-for-1 on this one. Really, I should have got like a 10-to-1 trade. You can see runners to here and here would have hit, and it would have been beautiful. Right now, as you can see, I'm pretty bummed about that. But on my swing accounts, I actually did leave these trades running and didn't stop them at break even, and basically they came up and hit a really nice take profit. Obviously, when you're at all-time highs, when you come down and retrace like this, and then you get into these areas where you can see big bounces to the upside, obviously you've got that all-time high as a really good draw of liquidity where basically everyone just wants to go back to all-time highs all the time. So when you get these big V shapes, you can tend to leave a runner back to the all-time high. It has worked for me a lot of times in the past. On Monday, I took a banger trade, which was exactly the same as that. And exactly that principle, where basically you can see here we came down. We've got this really nice sweep of liquidity. We've got this, I think these are data wicks here. We had a bit of news wicks coming in. You can see here we came down. I think there's a 1 minute on, this was a 1 minute trade, I believe. Let me go and find it. What was I trading here? It might have been a 30-second actually. I think it was probably a 30-second. You can see there's a tiny little 1 minute here. But I think there was a better 30-second that I took down here. But basically, I took a trade here. I entered. Obviously, you've got all of the things that we're looking for. Nice sweep of liquidity, looking very V-shaped, delivering from this big fat area over here. Big 1 hour fair value gap, I believe, that we bounced from. And you can see we got the 1-for-1 pretty much instantaneously. I think I did take a 30-second trade on this, but I don't have it on my trading view. But you can see that this would have worked. Pretty much as soon as this entered, this would have come up, hit the internal swing high here. You would have got a 1-for-1 pretty much instantaneously on this entry if your stop loss was here. Let's just say it was down here. This still would have hit the 1-for-1. Obviously, would have gone to break even, and then setting runners. Very, very simple. You can see we've got an obvious target here. This data wick here. News wick would have been an obvious target. And then after I saw this really, really good momentum, I'm thinking, okay, I'll just take profit here. And then the last runner will just go to all-time highs. And you can see this came up and hit. Absolutely banger trade. Unbelievable way of trading. Really, really simple. You can see these happen all the damn time. There was actually one here as well. I mean, look at this. Just these trades just happening all the time, guys. Lovely level of liquidity. We've obviously come down, gone sideways a bit, generated a lot of liquidity and a lot of consolidation, accumulation. We come down, we basically come down instantly. Get the nice reversal back to the upside. We've got a lovely fair value gap here. This one wasn't as textbook V-shape, but I definitely still would have taken this if I wasn't asleep. But it was sadly at 12:30 at night, I would have been asleep. But you can see this would have been a banger as well. Pretty much instantaneously hit the 1-for-1 on the next candle in the space of a minute. Go break even on the rest. You can see we never came back down to the break even. Runners would have been to here. And then I probably would have held a runner all the way up towards the all-time high, which sadly wouldn't have hit. But obviously when I start seeing this happening and we're coming back down, I probably would have just closed the rest of the position. So I would have got my 1-for-1 here, and then another half would have been taken off here. My final quarter of the position running up and down, I probably would have closed it somewhere here when I started to see we weren't going to get back to the all-time high. Another absolute banger trade, absolutely incredible way of trading. I think that's enough examples for today, but this also works really well with gold. I've took a few good gold trades recently. Oh, we might actually have one right now, actually. We'll come down, swept a decent liquidity level here. Although I probably would wait for this low, potentially. But you can see we're getting a bit of a reaction to this. Let me just have a look on the 2 minute, actually. Do we have any gaps here? There's not. It looks a bit messy, doesn't it? What's the 5 minute looking like? Okay, the 5 minute's got a decent fair value gap here. I might even have it go down to this level like that. So if we come back, bounce back above this and get a really nice candle close above, this might be a decent trade, but it looks like we're rejecting it and we're going to come down, take this liquidity and then bounce most likely. But you can see these trades happening all the time. Every day you come down, get these sweeps and reversals. If you look at the chart, you can see all the V shapes. There's so many of them. These happen every single day. And more often than not, you will get at least a 1-to-1 before you get break evened. Or you'll get these absolute bangers where they run all the way back up to the high. Incredible way of trading. Please do like and subscribe, leave a comment. If you want signals or alerts for these every single day, then join the private Discord below in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.